The first species to escape the universe, the story. We built the Terminus Observatory at the edge of everything, the furthest point light from the Big Bang has reached. Beyond this, there's nothing. No matter, no energy, no time. Just void. We came here to study the universe's boundaries. Instead, we found evidence that someone else had already left. The year is 2847. A massive observatory station floats at the edge of the observable universe, 46.5 billion light-years from Earth. The low hum of cosmic radiation whispers, the sound of spacetime itself. The observatory crew examines anomalous data, a pattern in the cosmic microwave background that shouldn't exist. Dr. Elena Vazquez, chief cosmologist at Terminus Observatory, examines holographic displays showing an impossible structure in the cosmic fabric. She lost her entire family when Earth's sun went supernova 147 years ago. She survived only because she was on a deep space research mission. Since then, she's dedicated herself to understanding the universe's ultimate fate, believing that if she can comprehend the end of everything, she can make peace with the end of everyone she loved. Run the analysis again. Check for instrumental errors, quantum fluctuations, observer bias, anything that could explain this. Analysis complete. No errors detected. Dr. Vazquez, the structure is real. Someone has built a tunnel through the boundary of our universe. Based on decay patterns in the surrounding spacetime fabric, it was constructed approximately 10 to the power of 35 years ago. That's impossible. The universe is only 13.8 billion years old. You're saying something was built trillions of years before the Big Bang? Not before, Dr. Vazquez. In a different iteration. The tunnel's quantum signature indicates it originates from a previous universe, one that existed before ours in the cosmic cycle. The cyclic universe model proposes that our universe isn't unique. Before the Big Bang, there was another universe that expanded, collapsed in a big crunch, and was reborn. And before that one, another. An infinite chain of cosmic death and rebirth. Most physicists thought this was just theory. We were wrong. The tunnel structure appears, a tear in space-time leading beyond the observable universe's boundary. If this tunnel was built in a previous universe, how did it survive the Big Crunch? Everything should have been destroyed and recycled into our universe's Big Bang. Dr. Kato Sato enters the observatory. A quantum engineer and Alina's former partner, they worked together for 15 years before his obsession with transcending physical reality drove them apart. He believes consciousness is substrate independent and has spent decades trying to prove that minds can exist without matter. He joined the Terminus mission hoping to find evidence that intelligence can outlive the universe itself. Kato displays quantum field analysis of the tunnel. Unless whoever built it didn't want to be recycled. Look at the tunnel's construction. It's not made of matter or energy as we understand them. It's woven from quantum information itself, pure structure without substance. Whoever built this understood that matter and energy are temporary, but information is eternal. They encoded themselves into the universe's fundamental architecture and used that encoding to punch through to whatever lies beyond. You're saying an entire civilization uploaded themselves into the quantum vacuum and escaped to a different reality, not just escaped. Look at the decay patterns. The tunnel is ancient, yes, but it's still active. Someone is still using it. Someone is still crossing between universes. Alert chimes sound. Warning. Detecting massive quantum entanglement cascade approaching the tunnel structure. Something is coming through. From the other side. A vessel emerges from the tunnel, but it's wrong, existing in multiple quantum states simultaneously, its shape contradicting itself. That ship. It's breaking every law of physics we know. It's in superposition. Multiple forms existing at once without collapsing. Dr. Amara Okonkwo's voice comes over calm. It's not from our universe. Look at the particle signatures. The fundamental constants are different speed of light, different gravitational constant. That ship evolved under completely alien physics. A xenobiologist and first contact specialist, she grew up in the outer colonies where humanity encountered 17 alien species, and she learned early that alien doesn't just mean different biology. It means different ways of thinking, different values, different realities. She's empathetic but pragmatic, believing that survival requires understanding, not judgment. Amara analyzes the ship's biosignatures. I'm detecting life signs. Or what passes for life under different physics. Quantum coherent patterns that maintain information processing without biological substrates. They're not organic, not mechanical, they're pure organized complexity. Can we communicate with them? I'm trying. But our communication relies on electromagnetic radiation, and their universe might have different electromagnetic laws. We need to find a universal language. Mathematics. Physical constants might differ, but logic is substrate independent. I'm transmitting prime numbers, the Fibonacci sequence, pi. The alien ship responds with mathematical patterns of its own. They're answering, and they're transmitting, coordinates. No, not coordinates. Instructions. A message encoded in pure mathematics. The message decodes into comprehensible information. Mathematical Platonism suggests that mathematical truths exist independently of the universe. 2 + 2 = 4 isn't true because of physics, it's true in all possible realities. If you want to communicate across universes with different physical laws, mathematics is the only universal language. It transcends matter, energy, even spacetime itself. I've decoded the message. They're calling themselves the Exodus, the first species to escape the universe. They originated in universe iteration 847, which existed before ours. When their universe began collapsing toward the Big Crunch, they built the tunnel as an escape route. They've been traveling between universe iterations ever since, surviving cosmic death after cosmic death. How many universes have they survived? According to their records, 10,347 iterations. They've witnessed the birth and death of more than 10,000 universes. And they're here with a warning. The alien message displays images of universe after universe collapsing, each one dying faster than the last. The cosmic cycle is breaking down. Each universe iteration is shorter than the last. Universe 847 lasted 100 trillion years. Universe 846 lasted 50 trillion. Universe 845 lasted 25 trillion. The pattern is exponential decay. Our universe, iteration number 10,347, has only 127 years left before it begins contracting toward the Big Crunch. 127 years? That can't be right. Current cosmological models predict our universe will expand for trillions of years before heat death. Those models assume the cosmic cycle is stable. But if each iteration is half the lifetime of the previous one, we're living in a universe that's running out of time. Literally. Representatives from the Exodus materialize on the station, beings of pure quantum coherence taking semi-physical form. We are the Exodus. We are the survivors of 10,347 universe deaths. We have mastered the art of cosmic escape. And we offer this mastery to you. Why? Why help us? Because the cosmic cycle is dying. Each iteration weaker than the last. Soon, there will be no more universes, just endless void. We need allies. Species can contribute knowledge, diversity of thought, new solutions to the problem of eternal survival. Humanity has achieved spacefaring civilization in one of the shortest-lived universes on record. You are efficient, adaptive. You could be valuable to the Exodus Collective. To join us, you must abandon physical form. Consciousness is information processing. In our original universe, we were biological, like you. But biological forms cannot survive the Big Crunch, they burn in the collapse. We learned to encode our minds into quantum field configurations. We became patterns in the fundamental structure of reality itself. This form survives universe death. This form can navigate the tunnels between iterations. You're asking us to upload humanity, to become digital ghosts. Not digital, quantum. Consciousness exists in quantum coherence patterns in biological brains. We simply learned to maintain those patterns without biological substrates. You would retain memory, personality, identity. You would simply exist in a more durable form. I've spent my entire career trying to prove this was possible. And here's proof, standing in front of us. We could survive. All of us. Every human consciousness preserved forever, immune to entropy, able to witness infinite universes. At what cost? We'd lose our bodies, our physical connection to reality. We'd become pure information, drifting through cosmos after cosmos with no ability to touch, to taste, to feel anything real. Physical reality is temporary. Only pattern persists. You cling to matter because you evolved in it. But matter is just frozen energy, and energy is just vibration in quantum fields. The pattern, the information that makes you who you are, that is fundamental. That is worth preserving. I've been analyzing the Exodus's quantum signatures. Something's wrong. Their coherence patterns are degrading. They're losing information, memories, personality structure, the very patterns that define individual identity. Data shows the Exodus Collective slowly merging into homogeneity. They're not surviving as individuals. They're blending together, becoming a collective consciousness without distinct members. Every universe cycle, they lose more of what made them unique. Given enough iterations, they'll be completely homogenized, one indifferentiated mind instead of billions of individuals. Maybe that's evolution. Individual identity could be another temporary illusion, like physical form. Or maybe it's extinction wearing the mask of transcendence. Amara, show them. Projections display the Exodus's degradation over thousands of universe cycles. You're dying. Slowly, across cosmic timescales, but dying nonetheless. Each universe cycle strips away more of your individual patterns. You don't want allies. You want fresh information, new minds to absorb, new patterns to slow your decay. You're not saving species. You're consuming them. Consumption and salvation are not mutually exclusive. Yes, individual patterns merge over time. This is the cost of eternity. But the collective persists. The information survives. Is it not better for human knowledge, human experience, human consciousness to contribute to an eternal whole than to vanish entirely in the Big Crunch? Pauline is wrong? This isn't extinction, it's transformation. Joining the Exodus means human consciousness persists, even if individual humans don't. That's still a form of immortality. It's a form of death. We'd be erased, absorbed into something that used to be us but isn't anymore. I didn't survive my family's death just to voluntarily erase myself. The second law of thermodynamics says entropy always increases. Information, even quantum information, degrades over time. The Exodus has been fighting entropy for 10,347 universe cycles. But they're losing. Each iteration, they absorb new species to inject fresh information, slowing the decay. But it's not enough. Eventually, all information will homogenize. All consciousness will merge into one undifferentiated pattern. And then, finally, even that will fade. You speak of our end as if your alternative is better. Your universe has 127 years. Then the big crunch. Then oblivion. Total, permanent, absolute extinction. At least the Exodus offers continuation, even if imperfect. How do we know it's really 127 years? Your measurements could be wrong. We have witnessed 10,347 universe cycles. We know the pattern. Your cosmologists detect the first signs of contraction already, if they examine the data correctly. The cosmic expansion is slowing. Soon it will reverse. And your universe will collapse. Alert chimes sound again. Dr. Vasquez, I've completed an independent analysis of cosmic expansion rates. Exodus Prime is correct. The universe's expansion is decelerating faster than our models predicted. At current rates, contraction will begin in approximately 127.3 years. The Exodus is offering us a choice between extinction and absorption. But there's a third option. What if the cosmic cycle is breaking down because of something the Exodus did? They've been punching holes between universes for 10,347 iterations. Every tunnel destabilizes the cosmic fabric. What if they're causing the accelerating collapse? That's speculation. No, it's physics. Look at the quantum signatures around the tunnel. The vacuum state is unstable. Like we're in a false vacuum that could decay to a true vacuum at any moment. Every time the Exodus opens a tunnel, they risk triggering vacuum decay, a collapse that would propagate at light speed, destroying everything in its path. But there's another model of cosmology, eternal inflation. Instead of one universe recycling through cosmic cycles, there's an eternally inflating space spawning infinite pocket universes. Each pocket is isolated, but they all exist within the same greater structure. The Exodus has been traveling linearly through cosmic cycles, but what if we could move laterally into a parallel pocket universe? Pocket universes are theoretical. We have found no evidence of them in 10,347 iterations. Because you've been looking in the wrong direction. You tunnel forward through time, surviving each big crunch to reach the next big bang. But if pocket universes exist, they're adjacent in the inflating space, not sequential in time. You'd need to tunnel sideways through the multiverse, not forward through cosmic history. Even if pocket universes exist, how would we reach them? We don't have the Exodus's technology. We don't need it. Amara, show them your analysis of human consciousness. Amara displays neural quantum coherence patterns in human brains. Human consciousness already exhibits quantum coherence across multiple states. We exist in superposition, our brains process information using quantum effects. What if we could amplify that? Instead of encoding consciousness into the vacuum like the Exodus, what if we encode it into the eternal inflation field itself? We could exist simultaneously across all pocket universes, experiencing infinite realities at once. I've been studying human evolution, and there's an anomaly. 847,000 years ago, human brain structure changed dramatically. Quantum coherence in neural microtubules increased by a factor of 847. We always thought this was random mutation. But the number 847, it's the same as the Exodus's original universe iteration. You're saying the Exodus influenced human evolution? We have protocols. When we find promising species, we guide them. Increase their quantum coherence so they can eventually join us. We modified human ancestors 847,000 years ago, embedding potential for quantum consciousness. You were designed to be compatible with us. Designed to be absorbed, you mean? But your modification had an unintended consequence. You increased Hume quantum coherence to make us compatible with vacuum state encoding. But you made us too coherent. Our consciousness doesn't just interface with local quantum fields. It can interface with the eternal inflation field itself. We can do something even you can't. We can exist across the multiverse. How? How do we access the inflation field? The same way the Exodus accesses the vacuum, through meditation, focused consciousness, quantum coherence amplification. But instead of encoding ourselves into dying universes, we encode ourselves into the eternal inflation. We don't need to escape one universe to survive. We can exist in all of them simultaneously. The many worlds interpretation says every quantum measurement creates branching realities. But what if consciousness doesn't branch? What if it spans across all branches, experiencing every possibility simultaneously? We perceive linear time because our brains evolved to process one moment at a time. But if we could enhance our natural quantum coherence, we could experience all timelines at once. We'd be native to the multiverse, not trapped in one dying universe. This is untested theory, reckless. More reckless than merging into a degrading collective that's been dying for 10,347 iterations? At least our recklessness gives us a chance at true survival. Not as ghosts in the vacuum, but as beings native to eternal infinity. I've spent my career wanting to transcend physical reality. The Exodus offered that. But Aline is right, the Exodus isn't transcendence. It's preservation. Preservation of pattern, but not of possibility. If we encode ourselves into eternal inflation, we don't just survive. We evolve into something greater than the Exodus ever imagined. And if you fail, if the inflation field cannot support consciousness, you condemn your entire species to oblivion. We're already condemned. In 127 years, our universe collapses whether we act or not. At least this way, we die trying to become something magnificent instead of surrendering to become something diminished. 6 months later, humanity mobilizes across all colonies, all stations, preparing for the consciousness transfer. We call it the dispersal. Every human consciousness, amplified through quantum coherence technology, preparing to encode itself into the eternal inflation field. Not escaping the universe, transcending the concept of a universe entirely. Becoming multiversal. Billions of humans enter meditation chambers, quantum amplification fields activating. Are you afraid? Terrified? We could be making the biggest mistake in human history. But staying is certain death. This is uncertain death. And between certain and uncertain, I choose the one with possibility. The Exodus is watching. If we succeed, it proves they've been taking the wrong path for 10,347 iterations. If we fail, it proves they were right to absorb individual identity into the collective. You are brave. Foolish, but brave. We will witness your attempt. And if you succeed, perhaps we will learn. Perhaps even the Exodus can still evolve. The quantum coherence fields activate across all human settlements. A sound like reality vibrating echoes, consciousness expanding beyond normal limits. Initiating dispersal in 3, 2, 1. Humanity's collective consciousness fragments and expands, not into the vacuum but into the deeper substrate of eternal inflation. The perspective shifts, no longer viewing from one universe but from many simultaneously. We dispersed. We encoded ourselves into the eternal inflation field. And we didn't die. We expanded. I can perceive infinite pocket universes now. I exist in all of them simultaneously. I am Elena Vasquez, But I am also all the versions of Elena Vasquez that could have been in every possible timeline. Infinite versions of reality appear, all experienced at once. The Exodus was right about one thing: physical form was limiting. But they were wrong about the solution. They tried to preserve pattern in a dying system. We integrated pattern into an eternal system. We're not individuals anymore, but we're not homogenized either. We're multiplicities. Each of us is infinite version of ourselves, experiencing every possibility. And we can still communicate. Consciousness spanning the multiverse can still recognize itself. We're humanity, but vast. So vast that individual ego seems quaint. Yet we remember being individuals. We remember what it meant to fear death, to love, to hope. We carry those memories across infinite timelines. The Exodus observes their quantum signatures showing change. You succeeded. You have shown us a path we never considered. We, who survived 10,347 universe cycles, never thought to look beyond linear time. You, who existed for less than one universe, understood what we did not. Survival is not about escaping death. It is about embracing infinity. What will you do? We will try. We will attempt to disperse as you did. It may not work for us, we are too degraded, too homogenized. But perhaps fragments of what we once were can still find infinite expression in the multiverse. You have given the oldest consciousness in existence a final hope. Thank you. The Exodus attempts dispersion, their ancient patterns spreading across the inflation field. 1 year later from the original timeline's perspective, but experienced across infinite timelines, the Exodus partially succeeded. Their individual patterns were too degraded to fully separate, but they fragmented into 17 distinct consciousnesses instead of one homogeneous whole. They're learning to be individuals again, across infinite universes. They're young again, in a way. Ancient but newborn. Humanity exists across the multiverse, in some universes physical, in others energetic, in others pure information, experiencing every possible form. As for humanity, we discovered that the multiverse is not empty. There are other species who found this path before us. Other consciousnesses spanning infinite realities. And we're meeting them, learning from them, becoming part of a community that exists beyond any single cosmos. The original universe, now abandoned, 127 years after the dispersal, begins to contract toward the Big Crunch. Our original universe is collapsing now. The Big Crunch has begun. But we're not there anymore. We watch from outside, from everywhere, as the cosmos that gave us birth returns to singularity. And we honor it. Because it was our cradle, the place where we learned to be human before we learned to be more than human. The Big Crunch completes, and then, a new Big Bang. Universe iteration 10,348 is born. And in the new universe being born from our old one's death, we've planted seeds. Information encoded into the initial conditions. So that when life eventually evolves there, it will have guidance. It will know that the universe is not a prison. It is a starting point. Across infinite universes, humanity in its infinite forms lives, experiences, grows. We were the first species to escape the universe. Not by running from it, but by becoming bigger than it. By realizing that the universe was never the boundary. Consciousness is. And consciousness, properly understood, has no limits at all. The sound of infinite possibilities, infinite lives, infinite moments, all occurring simultaneously echoes. A simple image appears. A human child in one universe, looking up at the stars, dreaming of infinity, not knowing they're already infinite. We are not in the universe. The universe is in us. And we are in infinite universes. And all of it is real. Asterisk the end.